A lot of you guys ask me how the vacuum system works with the vacuum bagging process I do in my videos. So this is a short video about what I do and how I use it. First you need a vacuum pump. I got mine second hand and it came with this housing. The power cord, the hose that attaches to the vacuum bag. I think this is called a manometer. And here there's a little solenoid, I think it's called, that is like a small computer that regulates the pressure. So it tells the pump when to turn on again if the pressure is dropping inside the bag or actually rising inside the bag. It's splined into the power cable so it can interrupt the power going through the pump. When you plug the pump in, it turns on. Now when I create a vacuum, it stops the vacuum at around 0. And when I release it again, here you have a little exhaust. There's a little bit of oil in here to keep the pump running smooth. And oh, one very important piece of the system is this valve. This is the one-way valve, only letting air in this way. But when the pump stops sucking, it doesn't go back into the bag. This is a three-way piece that sends some air to the computer. So that's the vacuum pump. Then you also need a vacuum bag. So this is my vacuum bag. It's basically a 3-meter long tube of plastic. I've sealed the end with some special tape. You can buy this at any composite web shop or composite store. And you can put it inside the vacuum bag like this. And it seals it off completely airtight. And this is the front of the bag. You can see it's a pretty wide tube. I've left an opening in the middle with no tape, so I can put my blanks with carbon or other stuff in here. And then I'll seal this middle part with some kind of chewing gum, but then specially made for vacuum bags, so I can keep reusing this bag. So this is the special chewing gum. I keep it in this container so it doesn't collect too much dust, because it stops sticking when it's dusty. I normally take it and make a long string of it, like this, and put it on one side of the bag. It sticks to it immediately. And then put the other side of the bag over it. Then if your 24-hour wait is over, the epoxy is cured, you can just pull this open and it easily releases from the bag again. And you can reuse it again. I don't know what this is called. I got it from a friend, but I think it's really good stuff. And it works a lot easier than the tape. Whoops. You also need to have this connection piece. It's a 2-piece thing. It's twisted in place. You just have to make a little hole inside your bag. I do it with a small knife and put a threaded piece of the tube in. Make sure the plastic is as flat as possible. Put your rubber ring, then your metal ring, and then screw it in place. And then you have an airtight seal. There are some other things that you see me using during the vacuum process. I use epoxy and the carbon. And when the carbon is all wet and in the right place around the board, I put down a peel ply cloth. That's a cloth that lets through the epoxy resin. So all the excess resin can go out of the carbon. And after that I use an absorber cloth that sucks out all the epoxy from the peel ply cloth. So you have a dry carbon result at the end of your process. So okay, that's about it. I think I've told you everything there is to know about using a vacuum pump and a vacuum bag to laminate your boards. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. See ya!